Anna's getting spring gardening tips. Hey, Anna.
Yes, I am. You know, it's the first day of spring, and nothing says spring more than flowers. What about orchids? Everyone thinks they're extremely complicated to grow, but Lou Torres here from the Illinois Orchid Society says not so. Good morning, Lou.
Good morning. How are you?
So why do you think everyone thinks they're so hard to take care of?
I suppose it's really that people think about jungle collected plants rather than the line-bred plants that you can get today. Everything you see on the table, absolutely everything, the large and the small, it can all be grown at home. You really just need diffused light, south-facing windows, something on the east-facing or west-facing would be fine.
So don't put them by a window where the sun is really hitting them.
They'll sunburn the way that we sunburn, so you just want to keep bright but diffused light is the way to go. All of these things, most orchids like to be watered frequently, a couple of times a week. They're light feeders, don't overfeed them, and they kind of like the same conditions that we do.
There you go. So if you like it nice and warm and only have some water once a week, you're just like an orchid. All right, Lou, when we come back, he'll talk to us about repotting and so on, and when we come back from the Botanic Gardens, we'll talk about how to get your garden ready for this wonderful spring we're all longing for, and it's finally here, coming up around town.
Larry can't wait.
Thanks, Anna.
Thank you. Now for Around Town. Anna's getting spring gardening tips at Chicago Botanic Garden. Hey, Anna.
Hey, good morning. We're here. We're ready for spring. It starts today. It just started. You can feel it in the air. They even brought a shrub from out there that's blooming. Oh my God, it's coming. I know it's ugly, but it's here. It's witch hazel. I'm here with Tim Johnson. Tim, I love this that you're doing here with this rope. What's it all about? How does it work with landscaping?
It's a great tip for getting the good bed lines at home for when you're editing your beds. So either a rope or a pliable garden hose laid out as your guideline to get a nice smooth curve for when you create your bed edge, which makes it's going to look a lot nicer and be a lot easier when it comes time to mow to go along a nice smooth edge versus one that's irregular and crooked.
Right. Don't jab. Just lay this and it'll be nice. Spring flowers, is it too late to plant them?
Actually, it's too early.
Okay.
Here's an example of some pansies, which are a great plant for early spring. And we start planting ours the first Monday in April.
Oh,
so about 2 weeks from now, we'll start planting these out. We've only got about 80,000 to put in.
Oh, that's it? Yeah. You have a lot of help. And this?
This is a boxwood, and it's an evergreen, so it's a great plant, and it's also one that deer don't like to eat, too, which is good for the home garden. For an evergreen, that's really resistant to deer browsing.
If I plant this too early, what happens? They'll die?
Actually, that you could plant now when they're available. As soon as the ground's not too wet, and the frost is mostly out now, but it's okay to start planting trees and shrubs now.
Okay, but if I plant the pansies too early?
Too early, yes.
Then they'll freeze?
They can freeze,
Oh,
yes.
okay, all right. Let's talk about pruning.
It's a great time of year to prune because things haven't started to grow yet, and you can cut them back to encourage new growth. And I've got an example on this willow shrub, so I'll let you have a go at it. But you can cut fairly aggressively.
Here?
No, yes, good spot.
That low?
Yes.
Okay. There you go. Oh.
Right.
In an angle, or it could just be anywhere?
It's better to do it at an angle right above a side branch.
Oh, boy.
So you did a pretty good job.
Oh, I did? Okay, good.
And what you'd expect to get a lot of growth from the base of that. And these are shrubs that have colored stems.
Okay.
It's great to encourage new growth because you get the brightest color on them. You know, like red twig dog was another common plant in the home garden. And by pruning them back and thinning out the older canes, you'll encourage new growth, which will give you the brightest red stems for next year.
All right, well, what about this one that looks like it's going all over the place?
Yeah, this one needs a little help just form-wise. So look at that. Cut off that large branch on the side.
Here?
Right about right there. Watch your fingers.
That would make for good TV.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
All right, there you go. And then this one, the same thing?
Yes.
Is that too short?
No, that's okay.
All right, there we go.
Good.
Perfect. All righty. So when we come back, we'll be here at the Botanic Gardens, and we're going to talk orchids, and I'm going to show you some really cool orchids and make you guess if they're real or fake. Details coming up.
Thanks, Anna. It is 7:40.